Hey, Andrew here at SHOT 2020 with Ben with 223 Innovations. You got some kind of thing that like destroys gas blocks, right?
We do. Actually, it's an amazing product. It's called the gasblock Genie. Basically, we've identified 3 potential problem areas in building the AR-15 platform rifle. The first we like to refer to as gas block alignment. And what we have here is a little product called the gasblock Genie. Gasblock Genie is our first product. It's been out for about 2 years. And what we're going to do basically is just take the Genie, we're going to install it into our gas block, and from there we're going to take a couple of measurements and establish.
Okay, so we're not going to destroy gas blocks with
No, we're not going to destroy anything
we're gonna
until we're done building, and then we're going to go blow shit up.
All right.
I can say shit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Anyway, the gasblock Genie allows us to make a perfect XY axis as to the location of the gas block porthole on our gas block. And all we're going to do is simply take that information, we're going to transfer it to the barrel, and we're going to make a couple of marks, and then from there we're going to slide our gas block into position, and when those little marks intersect, we have a perfectly aligned gas block.
Awesome.
Easy peasy.
And why does it matter that we have a perfectly aligned gas block?
Well, an AR-15 platform rifle is what's called a gas impingement rifle, and you have to have gases, kind of like blowing through a straw. You have to have gases come back through to reciprocate that semi-automatic bolt so that it operates properly.
And if it's not aligned, the hole in the gas block doesn't line up with the port in the barrel, and we're not getting...
One-shot rifle, you just went to the range, you just wasted $20.
Awesome.
That's the only product on the market that's reusable as far as gas block alignment goes. And it's also the only product on the market that allows you to reuse it over and over and over again.
Awesome. So this looks like it probably costs, I don't know, I would pay a good $200 or $300 for this.
$14.99 retail.
Is this available right now?
Yeah, absolutely. Gasblockgenie.com.
Got a whole rack full of them. I would presume
we do.
You're ready to sell some of them.
Yeah. They won't let us sell here, but we will sell. We will sell it direct to consumer.
What else we got here?
Well, we have what's called the rollpin wizard. The rollpin wizard is basically 2 tools in one. And you've got 3 pesky issues with the AR-15. We established where the gasblock Genie is one of them. Punching this roll pin when you've got your bolt catch and your plunger and your spring and everything else in the way, and you're trying to hold onto your lower receiver and you're trying to operate your hammer, it's all just a mess. So what we've got is a tool that allows us to be a standoff from the lower receiver. We've got a little extra tool here to work with, so as we're hitting it in, we're not causing any damage to the lower receiver at all. Yeah, absolutely.
And let me unpack this a little bit for folks that may not have assembled a lower. So the hillbilly way of doing this is you put a little piece of electrical tape on the side of the receiver here, and you take a small hammer or a punch and a hammer, and like you were saying, you kind of juggle everything.
Swear a couple times.
Yep. And you tap it in there, and you hope that you don't break this ear off by hitting it incorrectly.
Correct.
You hope that you don't scratch the side of your receiver. That's what the electrical tape is for.
Right.
This aligns everything so that we can strike that roll pin. It has a tiny little pin there that gets inside.
This actually doubles as a starter pin as well as your finish pin, so you don't have to have a myriad of other pins in your repertoire. You just got one and you're all set to go.
So what he means by a starter pin is we come back through the opposite direction. You center that roll pin on this little tiny tip here, move it in. Once it's started, we can come the other side, tap against that.
Yep, absolutely.
Keep it all aligned and not break those ears, because once those ears broke,
you're done.
That's it. That is integral to the receiver, and you're not going to have a bolt catch on that receiver.
Now here is the blow your mind portion of this tool. It's actually 2 tools in one, right? So we're just going to come down this way.
That's the nasty part.
Yeah. Your pivot pin, detent and spring assembly, where your pivot pin goes in. I'm going to take my tool here, I'm going to drive my spring in, I'm going to drive my detent in, I'm going to give a little twist. We now have a captured assembly. Yes. Run our pivot pin straight through, and now we've installed our pivot pin. So
let me unpack this one too.
Yeah.
So again, the hillbilly way of doing this is either lots of extra springs.
Right.
Probably some new words for your young ones in the house.
To learn, yep.
A dry cleaning bag helps. But then, your hands get all sweaty and you can't see through it too well. But it'll catch them so you don't launch them.
This week, yeah.
Yep. There's a lot of ways to do it, but every one of them involves a lot of cussing,
right.
And you may still lose some springs.
Yep.
Because to get the pivot pin in, you have to put the spring in and then the plunger, and then somehow hold that plunger back while you push the pivot pin in.
It's a pretty interesting process when you don't have the right tools to do it.
Exactly.
And this is the right tools to do it.
And the manufacturers have machined brass or steel punches and tools, and everything is aligned exactly right, and then they all have it in a jig while they assemble it, and it makes it a lot easier for them. But we probably don't want to spend $50 or $100 on a specialized tool to
Or more.
to assemble a $50 or $100 receiver.
Right, exactly.
So-
Yeah, the whole idea is to make things much, much easier for the end user. That's the whole idea.
Absolutely. That looks solid. I like the fact that it does more than one thing. I like the fact that it's injection molded plastic. So again, I think I'd probably pay $200 or $300 for this.
$17.99.
Awesome. And this part, does this come with this, or is this a separate?
Yep, this is all part of the kit, and we also have a couple of springs and detents so that when you do jettison them across the room, you're good to go. You got
So
some
this
extras.
kit comes with a couple of extra springs and detents?
Yep, absolutely.
See, that's thinking. That's
Thank you.
thinking.
Thank you.
Because
Appreciate that.
look, if you assemble a lower and you manage to do it without launching springs, you're a better man than I am.
Yeah, you're perfect. You're like Jesus.
Right? Well, Ben, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for tolerating my shenanigans.
No
I have
problem at
one
all.
more question for you. Does this take lock mags?
Absolutely.
We're going to be at a lot of other booths. Stay tuned. I love you.